And then we flip the mask back up, and now we get into the nitty-gritty fun part of everything here.
Oh, there is that.
There is so much. There is so much. So many, like, memes to break down. So much lore that needs to be taken into account of. But this is the fun part where we get to lose our proverbial minds here. We also get some more fun little immortal dogs here. Remember, it's canon that all dogs are immortal here in this universe.
Work over professional life.
Yeah, work over professional life. Or work is greater than personal life. That's what that's saying. It's kind of hard to see there. I heart late stage capitalism. And what does that want to say? Sheep need vacations from their vacations. Wolves need jobs from their jobs. I don't get that one. I think that's some corporate lingo. That doesn't follow.
They're in Terminal 23. I wonder if that's significant.
I think that's just like cubicle number 23. I think that's just like office setup stuff.
Okay.
So it's just like, oh, that's where employee number 23 will go. That's cubicle 23. If you need to find it, it's like aisle 6 at a Walmart or something.
Okay.
That's where it is. I'm also trying to, like, read the little post-it notes as well. I doubt that there's any sort of, like, minutia in there. So I'm just going to continue on. But at the same time, we've got her, and we were able to actually, like, get a good look at her tag. Because I noticed the tag, so it's like, who was that? Okay, hold up. I use as much fossil fuels as possible. I hate the environment. 100%. Oh, they're called Cameraptors. That's what they're called. Also, look at the merch. Give me 1 sec while I do so.
I forget, do we usually go with... Because I know you and me have looked at the merch on our own. I can't remember if we've looked at it.
Well, the merch itself was just kind of, it's funny and everything. And,
yeah.
But here I'm like, perhaps there's something more to it and everything. Because I'm looking at that V Angel of Death acrylic stand that I think you may be interested in.
Oh. Wait, hold on. You're looking at things that I'm not. Hold on.
So yeah, they're not Cameraptors. They're called Sentinels, but I guess you can call them Cameraptors.
That's so pretty.
So, a battle to the death featuring a warrior drone versus a ferocious sentinel. This is the first in the Heavenly Battle acrylic set. Collect all 3 stands to complete the whole memorial. Interesting. We'll have to...
We'll have to look at that later.
Yeah, we will have to look at that later. Yeah. And it's from the Turning Point collection, so that will be interesting. Usually the merch doesn't really have any lore implications. It's just ha-ha funny memes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But either way, let's get back into this stuff here. And I wanted to try and get a better shot at who that was.
Like I said, she looked familiar. I think she might be one of the drones we've seen in like the photo.
Yeah, that was very much so the case, because she's got one of the tags. I'm just trying to like get a good look at what the tag said again. And can we all appreciate how well the Sentinels were set up? I think we see it at a later time. Like, a closer shot of what that was. But either way, I need to... listen.
Turtle, handsome, is toxic. There's this little...
Right.
Human. Real tired of killing this one. Effective drones were cloned more.
So that shot that one out of the dark. No, she was just a clone. But then Well, I guess, like I said, those were probably murder cores or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It is you, classic.
Boss ran
We
away.
mutually disengaged. Her last known act was sicking you lot on the human exoplanets.
Why? That's what we're trying to figure out, bozo.
Okay, I was kind of missing that a little bit. So that's what Sin was doing as far as like deploying murder drones out for other planets like this one. Don't know what that was for, because that's clearly what they're trying to figure out.
That's kind of a big piece.
I just like how it is just like also how they just like whatever. Uzi's got crazy powers.
Zone of life and
Yeah.
construct spire. Step 2.
Interlapse with this.
Wait a minute. So step 1, clear drop zone of life and construct spire. So that's the corpse mountain from the pilot.
Yeah.
So that's what their directive was, or at least what Sin was telling the 3 to do.
Drop zone of life and construct spire. Step 2.
Interlapse with this symbol.
With that symbol, codenamed Cabin Fever. So that's why she was at the
At the cabin.
cabin to get the bug to open up the secret lab.
Not too much to go off. But if Sin wants these labs, we burn them down. That key bug's our way in. Jay, mind my ship.
So we still, knowing that, and knowing that Tessa may or may not be in danger, Jay might play rogue and chase after them. And oh, is that what the angelic acrylic set's going to be? Next episode, we're going to get Jay's noble sacrifice.
Perhaps.
And then finally ends. I don't want that to happen. But I could see the narrative bit behind that. I'm not a fan of it. We must protect the most innocent of beings at all costs.
And the most murderous.
Yes. Again, I feel as though, like I've always said when it comes to like, I don't know if I've always said this, but the show is very disposable with its cast. Like the secondary cast is always on the chopping block. If you don't get any character development, you're gonna get axed really quickly. V's gotten a crap ton of character development and an entire back catalog of history to go off of as well. She's even got the quirk of she wears glasses so that her accuracy is better. That's why I guess that's why she gets up close and personal with her targets, not because of a vicious cycle, but because of the fact that it's so she could frickin' see them.
Yeah.
So she could friggin' see him. But at the same time, then, we don't see a body. So we can neither confirm nor deny she's dead. And also, at the same time, murder drones are exceptionally regenerative. I mean, friggin' N can lose his head multiple times and come back like nothing's wrong.
Jay tried to come back.
But something was wrong.
Yeah.
Or at least Sin was just making a play, because apparently Sin is just a virus, or whatever was in Sin is what's doing all this.
Yeah.
I'm kind of getting on that tangent a little bit. I'll hold back on that until we get further in. I like how I do like how she's just like, doesn't know how to fly quite right.
Well, she just got her powers
I
not
know.
too long ago.
I know, but it's just like, yeah. And then, yeah, again, she's her little tail mouth thing. It's got a UV light, which I guess for Uzi makes sense.
Yeah.
Nibbling on that hat. Oh, look. It's quite literally, if I just angle my head like this towards your little... There it is. There, we've recreated the scene. Now I need to look into this bit. Because, yeah, all of these murder drone parts. And it's don't look at the light. which was just a forwarding of the Sentinels. Don't look
Yeah.
at their lights. But it's just the fact that it's all murder drone parts. Which begs the question, how many murder drones had been sent here before the 3?
Before the main 3.
Yeah.
Or maybe they were sent at the same time, and they can only cover a certain amount of ground.
Yeah, and they kept converging at this point and then going offline.
Yeah.
But then what's the spire for? If you got a corpse,
Well, it looked like
if you got a corpse pile in this lab and then you've got a corpse pile out in the streets, what's your plan here?
it looked like there were in the diagram. It looked like there were multiple spires or corpse piles for some reason.
Yeah, let me go back to that real quick. Or at least what Jay was pulling up. Jay relay hand sends orders.
Sin's orders.
Step 1. Clear drop zone of life and construct spire.
Oh yeah, you're right. Multiple spires. Like you got if I back it up a little bit, you got one there. You got one there.
Yeah.
You got another
one
that goes
right
up there,
below it.
and one pops up there. So yeah, there's multiple spires. Whatever their purpose is.
We have no idea.
I don't get the slightest idea.
I wonder if it kind of works as like not like a satellite, but like it's hard to put into words.
Like a relay dish,
Yeah.
a radio tower, essentially.
Yeah.
It's just a big old signal tower. We could just chalk it up to that. I don't know what sort of signal they're boosting or anything. Digital, analog, I don't know. But for what purpose, what signal, what's the dealio? Maybe if we keep dissecting a little bit, we'll probably figure something out here. But, okay, going back into the lab area.
Right. Might be some security, specifically against.
Okay, hang on. I need you to back up a little bit, Tessa, because we're reading this. Anti-drone sentinels. Oh, I'm reading. Anti-drone sentinels engaged. Run for your life. Seek shelter. Escape the premise immediately. Yep. But then it's also not to be over dramatic, but core collapse. Just put that in there. I hate to be over dramatic, but planet died. Sorry, not sorry. I'm curious as to how that all happened, because the pilot kind of plays it off of like, oh, humans did a big old oopsie in their big boy pants and blew up the planet by accident. It's like even in the pilot they show those two people and they just look at each other and like, shrug, and then the planet explodes and kills everybody. So there's that we need to look into. So again, don't look at the lights. Foreboding, as always.
Human-made security that human can control.
See, that's what I'm saying. It's like
I wonder.
She's not human entirely.
Also, I wonder since she abandoned her post, I wonder if that's the reason why she was denied access.
Perhaps, like her credentials were just revoked.
Yeah, because Jay started to say something, and then Tessa kind of
at the lake.
Like, no, what? Not at the lake. In this episode, Jay was like, we're discovering something about Sin, and then Tessa's like, we mutually disengaged.
Yeah, that it was what they were saying at the lake. That I was trying to get back to the part of the episode where they were talking about that, so we could see what exactly they were saying.
Real tired of killing this one. Effective drones were cloned more. It is you.
Sin disappeared on Earth.
So Sin disappeared on Earth. Boss ran away.
Boss ran away.
We mutually
We mutually disengaged, which just explains why Tessa was one place and Jay was in another place. So that just explains why my theory of Jay didn't show up proper until episode 3 is debunked. That was just a copy of Jay, but it was Jay. It's just Sin hacked into her murder core and then went all centipedic. So back to this bit. This is the part where I'm like, that Tessa isn't entirely human. Human-made security. This human can control. I'm totally human. You don't need to look into this any further.
I hope I don't human all around.
Yes, exactly. Just doesn't quite understand the minutia of what it takes to actually be human, but is doing a pretty close enough job to pass as one.
I wonder if they're playing off the trope of, like, the rich, robot building parents' kid died early on and they wanted their kid back, so they made, like, a look-alike or something like that.
And they played God and blew up their planet in the process because they were trying to make an AI that was smart enough to be human, and then went cuckoo bananas, and then Sin.
Yeah.
Oh, I just had a... Oh, no.
Oh, boy.
Oh, no.
You
You touched the brain cell, and now it's going crazy, because I think I know what Sin means. What if the C in Sin means child?
What would
Project Sin was perhaps an initiative to make, like, an AI that was strong enough, sophisticated enough to imitate a now deceased Tessa. But it got a little too smart, peered into the infinite fabric, and absolved it. Whatever the Y and N mean of Sin. This is why I love doing this. This is why I love doing this. Oh, it's happening.
Myna has small idea. Viger takes idea and builds upon that.
That's why I have you here. That is why I have you here. It's just like, that could be like a far-fetched idea, though, of trying to, like, dissect that and everything. Sin might just be, like, syntax. Syntax or something. Even though that's spelled with an S, not a C, but they might just be doing that just because to throw off, be cool, I don't know. They probably unironically use Z's instead of S's. Who knows? But just going back to this point here, Tessa's clearly not human. We can kind of see that now. She keeps trying to act like she's human, but just like the imposter that she's dressed up as, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying this whole shtick that you're human and everything. Because it's just like, yeah, you're bleeding and stuff, but you could just also... I mean, Uzi could create blood out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So who's to say that...
fleshy parts out of nowhere, so...
Yeah, so who's to say that the arm that got bitten wasn't the mechanical one, but was like an organic flesh and blood sort of thing going on there.
Mm-hmm.
I also like how they're using like a classic copy machine, even though they're on a planet with a very sophisticated and more modern typed survival suit, sentient AI, but they're still using a Xerox machine.
Mm-hmm.
Access denied. I don't even need to flip that. I know that's what it says there. She's like, I could get in here, and it printed off the results. No, you can't get in here.
Maybe.
Bruce's plan.
And for Mom backstory, right, dude?
Yeah.
And for Mom backstory, her mom specifically, which we get a little bit, surprisingly enough.
Mm-hmm.
So we had emergency assembly area, secret elevator, and Sentinel reintegration unit. I didn't catch that. What do they mean by reintegration? Were they initially bad, or were they good? And this is where they go when they're bad? Except there's no good ones here.
I don't know.
But either way, watch V in the scene. Oh! And he's like, "Ooh, I was right! I was right!" Just slight eye twitch, just being like, "You've got to be freaking kidding me."
Radio. Sources say that was.
Okay, that's what she stepped in. I was wondering what she was being pulled by. She fell into a tripwire.
Yeah.
I didn't see that. I thought it was like, oh, his doll pulling her away with freaking absolver powers and whatnot. But no, I just freaking tripwire from Mad Max scrap metal in the back there.
Except I'm going this way, don't take me to Kansas!
Save me if you get a chance.
Okay, thanks. And this was just so unsettling.
It was.
There's just a discarded baby. Child giggle. .mp3. It's just literally playing a child giggling sound effect.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Being bait.
Shoot the baby immediately.
That's not soon enough. Leave it to end to immediately resort to violence on that front. Not soon enough! Shoot the baby! That's usually a V thing that would happen, but no, and immediately just whipped out a gun and started firing.
This reminds me of like me rubbing off on you.
Yeah. And then we have our lab scene. This is what we this is a big lore area. So I'm just going to assume that this is just generic, just like computer guck that's just being mucked up by the magnet in her head, so there's probably going to be nothing of significance there, I want to say.
Maybe.
And yeah, override code 1234. That's just generic, dumb human stuff. What is that? And that's just a picture of a sentinel there on the red sticky note. That's it. Okay. And moving forward. And then, yeah, we had this.
It's crazy to see Dad.
Yeah, just head bucket.
Sentinels picked at this one. I try not damage good parts. Of course, some parts are more valuable than others, ain't they? More valuable.
So yeah, she's got two tags here. She's got two. She's got that one on the left with the fork and the knife antlers. And then she's got this one over here.
Well, hey, cut that thing up and you're gonna get a big creepy worm. An improvement. Nah, he keeps him sluggish. Ain't our first rodeo.
Okay, hold up. I saw names. Max, Allie, Corrupted Core, Minnie.
I think that, yeah.
Corrupted Core again.
Sam, maybe on that other one.
Yeah, Sam, Corrupted Core. So it's just names of, I guess, just names. This scrap baby over here is saying.
This reminds me of like a Ripper's shop in Cyberpunk.
Yeah, I could see that.
Okay, that's enough of this.
That's something we need to look into as well.
Though, ain't seen 02 since she left us to die.
Yeah, that was the big hit there. It's like, oh, this thing knows Nori.
Yeah.
But to what extent?
Honey, gonna get
I just love how they like duct tape a magnet.
Yeah, because it wouldn't stick. It wouldn't stick.
That poor baby has to be traumatized as hell.
And the fact that N just helps it along.
Doing great, dude.
Who died?
Tried sawing there.
Tried sawing there?
Axel, are you sleeping?
No, he's barking. I can hear him. There, here, just cut there. So, Bo, we've got Nari's kid here. It's bitey. Yeah. More sedative, so it brings more magnets to fix the problem. And the dog needs head pats, apparently.
Buddy, you're okay. It's okay.
Lordy.
It's okay, it's just a dream.
That's another thing I just noticed.
Wait.
She pried it off with the knife.
Yeah.
If it had to be duct taped to her head, why didn't she just grab it? Unless the little metal bits in her arm would be affected by it.
Maybe.
Yes, Axel, thank you for agreeing with me on this front. That's the way we like it here. We like being agreed with. So again, I'm just... all roads lead to you're not entirely human, bitch. That's where I'm working off.
Talk?
How'd you know my mom? Was she cool? She didn't suck.
She didn't suck, did she? But then she said a thing here that's important.
Back to the others.
Back to the others. Yeah, they're fine. Don't worry about them. It's cool.
You're a lot like her.
Okay, so the right one isn't a tag. That's just a mirror, I guess. But here we have Alice 017. So that's, I guess, who
She is, or...
maybe. I mean, from what I could see, it's
I'll say.
similar.
Well, in the subtitles it says Alice whenever
Yeah.
she earned,
So then this is Alice. She's just gone off the deep end.
except for the yellow eyes.
Yes, except for the yellow
So-
eyes. Nori had yellow eyes. But if we remember in episode 2, Sin's little hollow projector had purple.
When Nori was going crazy, was she already infected by Sin?
Perhaps. One would assume then that what Khan was saying when he had to put Nori down, like the nanites got into her bloodstream and everything, methinks that wasn't nanites that was turning her
Yeah.
crazy. That was the Sin virus. Or the Sin whatever it is that is doing stuff.
Easy, creep. You've got the wrong.
Nori, right? Sure thought killing all them folks was pretty slick.
Wait a minute. Backing it up, what did she say there?
Right? Sure
She sure thought imploding all them folks
thought killing all them folks was pretty slick.
was pretty slick. I mean, that's what happened to the planet.
Yeah.
The core imploded. So we can confirm Uzi's mom killed everybody on the planet. Because she went off the deep end, as we are calling it now. So she thought, yeah, killing all those folks, all those people, was pretty slick.
Wait, stop. Seriously. What are you talking about?
And it's again, just because we know, like, Uzi could just kind of, like, fix parts of her, it's still unsettling.
Yeah.
It's still highly unsettling. And that's the beauty of this show. It's robots. We shouldn't care when they're losing limbs because it's robots. You could stick them back on. We've seen it many times. But it's still so unsettling when even just the first knuckle of a finger just gets snapped off. That is just unsettling in every sense of the word. And yeah, we know they escape. We got more dog photos to the left. I hope that these are all either... I know some of them are probably stock photos of dogs, but some of these I would like to hope are some of like the production staff putting it to the frickin' thing.
We'll save V.
Now, can I read any of that?
I hope it's just like her diary.
Hang on a minute. Let me, No, I don't need the stats for nerds. Okay. Hold on, everybody. We are deep diving, and hopefully maybe I can zoom in enough to actually see what it said. No, it's just random code. Okay. There's like a few like discernible words, but in context, in any sort of cohesive sentence, they don't work. There's bracketed numbers everywhere. There's nothing of importance there that I can see, either that or the quality of the quality just like of the screen, of the tearing, of all that. It's just not coming in clear enough. Mm-hmm. Oh, Mazis, you're kind of right on it. I think it's random letters because she's literally just randomly typing, not actually doing anything. That would make sense because she can't get in past the security stuff. So she's literally just typing. Yeah, she's just literally typing up on a Word document, trying to pass it off of, I'm doing important stuff like humans do, right? What if I'm still wrong with her not being entirely human and thinking she's a robot? Instead, she's just an alien. Full on green skin, 3 eyes, and just doing it. That would be subverting my expectations to the nth degree.
Like how he refuses to sit.
Yeah.
And Uzi.
And a Uzi. Then we get to her.
No, Tessa, we don't have time.
Take a gander at Earth, or what remains of it.
It kind of breaks my heart that since from here on, whenever he looks at Uzi, he just has like those worried eyes, like they're not the normal eyes anymore.
Yeah, he's scared. That's it's in because now he's conflicted.
Yeah.
He wants to do everything that he can to save her.
But at the same time,
how do you save her? Is it even possible to save her?
Also, if you do save her, you might like
destroy everything.
How much is one life worth over tens of billions?
That's exactly what Tessa says, yeah. You want to save one girl or an entire planet.
Everyone else.
Yeah. Or the entire universe. So let's... Okay, this... she's just sending in the Sentinels. Which, again, I still can't get over how cool of a design those are.
They did a good job.
The Robo-Raptors and everything. So here we are.
So there's Null.
Yep. Or at least what, if we were looking at it, how N was perceiving it in that flashback. Mm-hmm. Which I'm going to say that the flashback that he saw in episode 4, when he touched the zombie drone's tape, that wasn't Earth that was in the black hole and everything. That's Earth as it is right now. Mm-hmm. Moon spared, so consolation prize, I guess. But Earth go kablooey, and whatever is going on here at its core, or where its core used to be, that's of concern. Because if it's not a black hole, I'll say that much. It's not a black hole. Because if it was, there wouldn't be anything left. Especially with a black hole with an event horizon that big. honestly, a black hole with an event horizon that big not only would have sucked the moon in with it, it probably would have sucked everything else in with it. Mars, Mercury, Venus, the sun itself, everything probably would have already been sucked into this. So whatever this is not the same as what we would assume a black hole works like. That's kind of what I'm looking at here, but it's still ominous to see that at long last we have our first glimpse confirmation of Earth.
Mm-hmm.
And things are not good at all.
I wonder if the human is like a dying race now in this universe.
Well,
Because it's not the only exoplanet.
Yeah. She kind of highlights how there were other planets that were hit the same way.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, this one, if we remember back to the pilot, whenever we see the planet when it gets exploded, it just like blows out a quarter of the planet itself, I guess, blows off its entire atmosphere, and it's just a dead husk of a world that's just sitting there. But there's nothing there. There's no event horizon. There's no gamma rays shooting off at the poles. There's none of these energy tendrils or anything that's going off of it. It's just cold and dead. Mm-hmm. There's nothing going on at its source, at its center. So perhaps Nori tried to stop this from completely happening, but could only get as far as the core explodes, but nothing else happens.
I wonder if that's Sin's plan, like right there at Earth, for some reason or another. I wonder if the core failing is the first, like the actual first step to her plan.
Yeah, and what the grand scheme is. Why does she need to implode worlds? Specifically worlds that humanity are on.
Yeah, if you think that, why is she only targeting exoplanets? Because that already has step 1. She doesn't have to do anything.
Yeah. Step 1, clear local population and construct spires. But what do the spires do? Do they enhance this ability? That make this happen? Was that why the murder drones were constructing that body pile? To enhance and allow this to happen, but it happened prematurely or whatever?
I wonder if she would need all the energy cores. Because I would think that it would take up a whole lot of energy to do that.
Yeah.
If that is the final goal. So I wonder if she's using energy cores from, like, the worker bots.
I'm gonna need that brain cell real quick because you're tickling at it again. So, you know how murder drones need oil to keep them cool and maybe power them? What better power source than geothermal? Nuclear, fusion. This. If you want to collapse the entire universe, you're going to need a crap ton of power to do it. Mm-hmm. And what better source than the insides of certain planets? Humanity's already dug a hole deep enough to get there. That's why you target the exoplanets. Because humanity's already done half the work for you. It's efficient. That's it. All boils down to efficiency. That's why Jay gets cloned, because she's efficient. That's why Sin chooses the exoplanets. They're efficient. This is why I don't unedit these frickin' discussion videos, because the train of thought needs to continue going. And I like to have the entire stream of consciousness captured in 4K, or whatever K my computer allows me to go with. So there's a little bit of spitballing that we've got going on here. There's more to this though, because we got flashbacks of like, oh, she gets corrupted and then this happens. I wanna see where that goes. And also, I'm just now noticing it. This is a live feed. This is Earth in real time. I just now noticed that. This is Earth as we're looking at it right freaking now. So yes, I think Nori preemptively stopped something on the planet they're on right now. And that's what she averted. Was whatever happened to Earth there, she averted here. By premature core collapse, before Sin could actually get the ball rolling and get her master plan going. That's why she sent the murder drones in, because one of her copies underperformed, perhaps, or was at least strong enough because she wanted to save her daughter, because a mother's love is indestructible. I know you don't have like a good experience with that, but just roll with me on this. Roll with me on this, Myna. Yeah, she stopped Sin, but it killed all humans. You work with what you can, honestly. In all honesty, can we fault Nori? Humans don't really matter to her. All that mattered was her daughter. And now, isn't it wonderful that N's now put in that same position with the same girl, but it's not a mother-daughter, it's a lover's quarrel, I guess we can assume now, because they're holding hands and don't know what to do with that. Okay, but now that we have confirmed this is a live feed, so yeah, it's clear to see that this is not a black hole. Again, a black hole with this size of an event horizon would have sucked everything in the general solar system into its singularity. It would have done that. So why hasn't it done that? Unless the Sin virus is holding all those black holes in stasis for just such enough time until she has enough of them strategically placed around to collapse the entire galaxy in on itself. I literally just came up with that as I was saying it. God, this show. This freaking show. It makes me think in ways that I never really anticipated me thinking. So, there's more to this. I want to go back to what Tessa was saying about this. So, let's go.
We know what mutates in damaged AI.
We know what mutates a damaged AI. Add a new partition. Create a new empty DOS partition table. Print partition table. Quit without saving changes. Create a new empty disk label. Take a gander at Earth. Change. Okay, so that's literally what she was doing. So, add a new partition. Create a new empty DOS partition table. Print partition table. Quit without saving changes. Create a new empty disk label. That's all the stuff that she was doing before she pulled up the live feed. So take a gander at Earth, change display entry units, verify the partition table, write table to disk, and exit. Extra functionality. Elite IT nerds only. Display results. There's a lot of computer jargon that I just don't fully understand myself. Also, and I'm just now realizing this as well, that adds to my case with how Tessa's not human. No human in their right mind uses a keyboard like that. Where you literally pick it up with one hand and type with it with the other hand. No, you don't do that. You keep it on the desk and you type, or at least put it in your lap and type if you're wanting to like show a display or something. You don't just pick it up and type with the other hand.
the only way it would work if she was human is that she's quirky.
Yeah.
And no one's that quirky.
No one is that quirky enough in a situation like this.
Yeah.
She's throwing so many red flags in so many different directions with her humanity that I just can't take her as a human. I just can't. Because again, if she was human, they would show her face. They're not going to do that because that would tip their hand that she's an android of some sort.
I think you kind of like got a little bit of an outline when she was turning, but that could have been just reflection.
Like turning back to the computer to...
Yeah. Like, I'm pretty sure I saw like a little bit of an outline.
Let me see. We're just skipping frames ahead. So she turns... No, I think that was just part of the...
Yeah, I think that's... Yeah.
That was just part of the cubicle and all the reflections and everything. Yeah, it's completely blacked out. There's no way that anything's getting into that visor. But it's also just the fact that, again... Not a little too far ahead there. It's just the fact that, again, there's a few shots where it is literally just Tessa's visor just staring back at you. And again, it shows that uncanniness and the questionability of her humanity. That, oh, she's a girl. Put colorful stickers on her helmet because it's cute, because that's what humans think is cute. I'm gonna keep my bow because that's what I used to wear when I was a kid. That's the only visual reference that I have as who I was supposed to be built as. Because I am human, need I remind everybody. But let's get back to what she was saying as far as
We know it
this.
mutates and damaged AI.
So yeah, that's all just garbage, but we can see the absolute solver symbol in the code. So we know what mutates an AI.
That's brilliant, but that's trippy.
Yeah. We know what mutates an AI, and it's clearly to say that what mutates the AI is the absolute solver, or whatever that technically would be called, because Sin calls herself the solver of the absolute fabric, the void, the exponential end. I just chalk it up to absolver because it's faster, it's one word, it's efficient, and isn't that what we're all looking for right now, is efficiency? In everything.
It took Sin as a host.
It took Sin as a host.
Wait, what does that say?
That says redacted. That's Tessa. Redacted. Isn't it wonderful that she's the only thing in that entire shot that is not wearing a hazmat suit while her dad is over there and probably her mom is right there? She survived whatever happened at the mansion, but again, she's the only one that's blocked out. She's the only one not wearing a protective suit. Why did they keep her there? It took Sin as a host, then it took everything. And I can tell that's her dad because you can see the top hat.
Mm-hmm.
See the suit, but all of the gore, the flesh, the blood, everything, it's all just everywhere.
Then
Okay, yeah. Remember that corpse hole?
Yeah. Yeah.
There it is. From episode 5. That's wonderful.
it took everything.
And then it blew Earth up. So I guess, yeah, what we were looking at with episode 5, where they were currently, was Earth. I think it's safe to say that that was Earth that they were on. And then just boom. But again, I'm just You look back at the...
It mutates and damaged AI. It took Sin as a host.
This right here, this redacted image of Tessa. This is what's really mucking up my steez right now.
Okay, I have a question, and I'm not that smart. What does redacted mean?
Redacted means it's blacked out, hidden from sight.
Okay.
So whenever you see like those CIA documents and all you see is just black lines everywhere, and you can't read it because all the information is just withheld from the general public, that's when it's redacted. Like, it's redacted from public viewing. It's hidden from public sight so you can't read it. As an SCP fan, I know the word redacted all too well. Because, again, it's secret files that's withholding information that we don't want getting out to the public. So, we redact the child, essentially, and move on with our lives. And again, I'm just looking at this image, and it just screams SCP-610 to me. The flesh that hates. That's just my own personal thing. You don't need to understand that at all. That's just me throwing my own hat into the ring there. But, I mean...
Then, it took everything. The humans here saw what was happening at home.
The humans here saw what was happening at home. So, DISP corruption influence is what we're looking at here. So, Earth system, point of origin. Then it moved to the Proxima system. Got that one. Then it went to the plant binary system. Got that. Thought they could understand it. Then it went to the copper system. Oh. What horror hath man's hubris wrought this time? So, there's Alice.
Yeah.
Climbing up on desks. Doing crazy stuff. There's Eva, staring off into the void. Is that Nori? Dead center.
But Alice said that she had yellow eyes.
Well, so did Uzi when she started going crazy. But Sin's hollow projection of Nori had purple. Yes, Axel, you're on the track with me. I'm looking at that and I'm just... But it's the fact, again, you got Eva who's... Again, this is clearly Eva. This is clearly Doll's mom. Again, stabbed her own eye, which is why Doll's wearing the eye patch now, on the same exact freaking eye. That's Alice, the pigtails and everything. Maybe those antlers aren't antlers, but they're twin tails now. But again, being up on the desk and everything, just like how Alice is just kind of like not touching the floor, but just kind of jumping around and crawling around and everything. There is one thing that I want to look into, though. And just bear with me on this. I'm going to pull up a binary translator.
Okay.
Because I'm seeing the binary back here, and I'm curious as to what that says. So, binary to text. We got... right? One, 0, 1, 0, 1. And then 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0. It's thinking hard here. But what I'm getting is, at first, an N, an E with 2 little dots over it. And then 101100. I'm not getting anything. It might just be random binary. It's not meant to mean anything. But it was most certainly worth a shot to look into. In all honesty, why did I switch? Oh, that's what was going on. I was using the number pad, and all my number pad stuff was bound to scene changes on the Streamlabs. Oops. Either way, though. I mean, I'm looking at this, and they were clearly what they were trying to do. Thought they could understand it. So they tried to get a worker drone to control the solver. And we can clearly see it didn't really work out. Except for possibly one who probably was able to hold on to it long enough to better understand it. But not entirely. And also with the fact that you've got these sentinels here that are just chilling. One of them is actually kind of, I guess, a pet or friendly to a degree.
Holding Nori as we think up.
Yeah, and just propping Nori up there while she's kind of expositizing, I guess, just being like, look how awesome it is, I can do it and everything, while one of her colleagues is smashing her head into a wall and others bleeding from the eyes. She's all good with the violence and everything. But this is something. This is something indeedy dandy. But just how did it all go down? Like, what did Nori get up to? What did Nori do that led to everything that's been happening right now? Well, there's Nori. 002. Nori. See, then her eyes went yellow. But she still got the dress on. Wait a minute. Just gotta skip it ahead a little bit. So also this confirms we're in the Copper system. That's just what planet we're on. Planet Copper.
Someone's been saying Copper 9 in chat.
Yeah, Copper 9, Planet 9 of the Copper system. Again, I'm looking at. Okay, she does have the. I'm calling it an Uzi curl. In the back with her hair there, and she's also got like a long strand down here. I'm bringing this up because looking at the overall design here, I could see the curls. So yeah, that is Nori front and center in that one shot. This is Nori now with the tendrils, figuratively. Then everything else. Oh, we're gonna back that up slightly.
And
Then something came out. Here's our solver. Here's our existential. Here's the exponential end. So sin really isn't the end all be all. It is whatever is fueling her. And Nori clearly had it. That then just grabs hold and destroys it.
All they did was spread it.
Then, Uzi, you can fix her, right? That's why you're here?
I'm here to find which drones were infected. When we get to the labs and find that list, I'll need you to choose the universe over one little drone, and...
And I find that ends probably not going to do that. I hope he doesn't. Or unless Uzi tells him to.
I could see if we were in this situation, you would definitely choose to save me, even though I'd say no, save everyone else.
Let's not put ourselves in that situation now, shall we? Let's not do that. But why did her eyes turn yellow? Why her eyes turned yellow is the Absolver fully took over. That's kind of what's going on here. She started with purple, and then when she went cuckoo bananas, it went yellow. That's how that works. The only exceptions are the murder drones, but they were specifically
made with yellow eyes.
Yeah, specifically made with yellow eyes with, I want to say, limited Absolver abilities with, like, the murder cores and everything. Like, that's how they're able to regenerate. That's how they're able to sprout all the little limbs and everything. They're kind of not technically murder drones. They are disassembly drones, but they're to disassemble, I guess, zombie drones. Maybe that's why they were calling them that. The mutation is the Sin virus, the absolute solver. Here's what to look out for. You plug the little hexagonal virus into their chest and hope for the best. Clearly it didn't work. But there's got to be a little bit more to this that I'm looking into.
Not herself anymore.
And then, oh hi.
Hi.
So I want to see like the stuff that it started saying when it started attacking Tessa. And this here when it happens. Something's happened, yeah. And then
Hey, Bella? Me? Human? Order you two. Be a nice dingo, please.
yeah, the Australian in her. We thought it was gonna be nice, and then bite.
No.
Eliminate objective. Eliminate AI targets.
Error.
Objective. Well, now it says objective. Be a nice dingo. Error. Yeah, error. Blood. Absolutely has no clue what to do with that. Because it says be a nice dingo or eliminate AI targets. Kinda goes crazy. So it wasn't supposed to harm a human, I guess. And then it did.
Then it broke itself.
And then it broke itself, yeah. It helped!
Hi.
Oh, don't mind.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Watch the snap.
Yeah, I saw it said no. Or,
No. When with a single snap forms a singularity. Right there. Fleshy tendrils and bits and bobs and everything. But the fact that V just suddenly turns to her left and just like, oh gosh, it's here.
Help me with.
Hi.
Just steps on her head and that's that. And Bo over here. Again, he's not looking. To show that, oh, all you need to do is just not look at the thing. But then we get some very good characterization with V here. She had every ample opportunity to just stab the hell.
Get up and leave.
Or get up and leave. Absolutely, just eviscerate Uzi. Do everything in her power to do so, and she doesn't. Could have even just chalked it up to, the Sentinels got her. Couldn't stop her. Sorry. But then, yeah.
Sucked everything in.
Another void. And then all the organic bit collapses because there's no oxygen on this planet. So it can't hold itself together. It's like, what do you do, V? What do you do about all that's happening? And then, you boot looped. You're boot looped, idiot. That's what it's like. You were saying, it's like, did it say boop or something? It's like, no, you're boot looped, idiot.
Okay, I'm dyslexic, so I saw boo, then the P.
Yeah, and also, benefit of the doubt, Tessa's booping him under the chin or something. Wakey, wakey. So yeah, I can see that. I can absolutely freaking see that. Also happens really fast, so.
Don't say I never did anything for.
V! Is Uzi...
We're leaving.
I can take a squiz
You
of it.
said you could control the Sentinels.
Well, at least they can't boot loop me. We'll just
Do whatever you want. And
Well, that's a technical term. Like, a computer can be caught in a infinite loading sequence, an infinite startup sequence, and that is called a boot loop. Because it's trying to reboot, but it's doing it over and over and over and over and over again. So
Okay.
that is an actual computer term, boot looped. And that's what those Sentinels have done.
Okay.
Put them into an infinite loading sequence. Infinite buffer. So.
It's okay, Anne. I haven't been honest with V yet.
what did she tell you?
Earth.
Oh, my freaking head. And
He knows how much this is gonna hurt. And it's so shocking. The most human characters are not human. And the one that's trying her damnedest to be as human as possible is failing miserably at it. Also, I want to point out, I wouldn't be putting my hand on my hip at such an angle with it having a giant bite mark in it. That would hurt like hell. Unless your electronic pain receptors aren't entirely connected to that limb yet. And again, you were more taken off by the shock of being bit rather than the pain of actually being bit. Also, and I'm just now noticing this as well, remember how I said the entire atmosphere got blown to hell and back when the core imploded?
Yeah.
Her suit is compromised now.
Oh shoot, you're right.
Her suit is compromised. She should be dying right now because there is clearly a hole in her pressurized suit. There is blood that is leaking out of it that for some reason hasn't quite frozen yet on this dead, frozen husk of a world. She's not human. I need to point that out consistently because that is now the only true to form theory that I'm holding on to right now, because everything that I'm seeing right now would say, no, she is not human in any way, shape, or form. Oh, it just keeps going like that. I will not rest until that theory is proven. That is a hill I will die on, but all the evidence suggests that that is the case. Punctured suit. Not freezing blood, her inability to actually do anything that she says she's supposed to be doing, and her overabundance to like go out of her way to prove how human she actually is with her actions just doesn't work.
Also, like, you'd have to imagine, like, I've jammed my wrist before and that hurts like a bitch. And them teeth are metal.
Yeah. And that was a strong bite force that is supposed to crush a metal exoskeleton. The fact that her arm didn't get ripped off in the process, just by that is lucky enough as is. But everything that I'm seeing here says Tessa died a long time ago. And that and that's why her ghost is haunting the establishment. Her unprotected ghost body that we saw in episode 4, because again, same hair, same bow, same dress. I think it's easy to say that she had died long ago before all the events happened, and in humanity's, or at least the Jensen's infinite wisdom, tried to rebuild her and tried to give her a sentient enough AI that would be almost indiscernible from human. And I say almost. And unfortunately, from doing so, woke something up. Perhaps a force that wasn't too keen on humanity playing God. And so decided to just do a big ol' prank. That's what I am going with right now. They wouldn't go out of their way to hide her face. They wouldn't go out of her way to have her try and be like, do all the human things and never succeed. And now this is the final nail in that coffin. The compromised spacesuit and the fake blood. I'm just going to say, whatever the Sentinel is detecting as blood is probably just not oil. It's not oil, it's red, it's blood. That's probably what its program is probably going to come up with.
Well, also, its program probably takes, like, the quote-unquote DNA and, like, can realize...
Yeah.
Or the... Yeah.
You can figure out its chemical composition to figure out what exactly it is. I would think that a giant robot dinosaur would be able to have the technology to do that. Let's be fair. Big robo dinosaur would probably be able to do that. I mean, if you could build a robot like a murder drone or a worker drone and then have them be acting more human than you, chances are blood-tasting robo reptiles is not too far off.
Yeah.
But speaking of robo reptiles, and yeah, it's just, again, the void. I just did it again. Why do I keep doing this to myself? Why do I keep doing this to myself? Nice black hole of nothingness going on here. We got ourselves like a black hole that destroyed Earth. We got a black hole that almost destroyed Copper 9. We've got black holes destroying everything. And then we've got this black hole of a vacuum here that's just sucking up all the nothing that's going on. All the humanity around her. Maybe that's what they're going for with the giant event horizon for a helmet. Just a thought. Just a creative thought that I just came up with. Yeah, I was trying to listen to this music thinking, like, is there something else going on here? But then we got this guy. Who had the taste of blood now. And his coding is still saying, like, be a nice dingo, eliminate AI targets.
Kind of, like, fritzing all over the place.
Yeah, but it's now, like, tracking the blood. But, okay, yeah, it's just literally footsteps. But again, that is an obscene amount of blood for someone who's just walking it off.
Isn't, like... Okay, the human body can hold, like, 5 liters of blood, right?
Yeah.
Somewhere around there.
Let me double check that.
You die after losing 2.5 liters of blood.
How much blood in the human body? Approximately 1.5 gallons. So like 1.5 milk jugs of blood is currently in the average human body. 10 units of blood in the human body. And
Okay.
Tessa is walking that off like nothing. Because she doesn't need the blood. It's only a false simile to prove how human she is, which she's not.
If you lose 40% more, or more than 40% of your blood, you will die.
So nearly half of your blood, I would almost say like 20%, you are unconscious.
Yeah.
10%, you're dizzy. So clearly, you don't need to worry about the blood and everything. Yeah, hold still, dingo.
And that's why it's taking her so long to try to take a shot, because
Yeah.
she can't.
You good? Yeah, better. Talk later. It sucks pretty hard.
Bad Myna.
Yeah, I know. My mind went there too. My mind went there too. Don't worry. Yeah, and
that thing around Res.
yeah, anti-drone sentinels free roam. So they got like a new like order. They're in free roam mode now. And then we got okay, and this is another thing we gotta look into. So there's bring it back a little bit. There's Doll. And what is our little key bug saying? It's like, get him to that pad.
Yeah.
So yeah, so she asked, call elevator. Please place me on proximity reader, cabin fever labs. And I'm just seeing at the top, welcome back 046. How can I help you today? So yeah, Eva's designation. Not Doll's designation. But all the way down at the end of the hall, it's like, yeah, wonderful.
That's convenient.
I like how their eyes all narrowed at the same. In sync.
No, never mind.
And just move back,
Yeah,
please.
I know is what she was gonna say.
And then both of them saying, don't. And V's like, oh, you know what she can do.
What she can become.
Bloody convenient.
Oh my god, stop. And it's just spinning it on the end of her finger. And then we got the big old long walk.
Well, they're just holding hands.
Yeah. But for equally bad reasons. She's frustrated and is like, oh my gosh, he's holding my hand, and he's like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to kill her. But I'm trying everything I can to not. Sweating! What do we got going on? Looking up there. Yeah, unauthorized user. Again, it's only going to work for the cabin fever drones. So anyone with the tag. So of course Tessa, whatever, isn't going to be able to do that.
Ew.
Don't date my robot, please.
His own person!
He's his own person!
You're mean.
You're mean. That's it. He'll do what he damn well pleases.
He's his own damn person.
Yeah, how inclusive. He's his own person.
Oh my.
Oh, and I just get that too. He's his own person. Not he's his own robot. He's his own drone. He's his own AI. He's his own person. Again, the robots are more human than the humans. Wonderful.
Also, that was such like a mom thing. Like,
Yeah.
Please don't date my son. Please don't date my robot.
Yeah. That is a certified mom moment right there. Then yeah, buffer. See, she was. Oh, okay, that makes sense. She was playing.
Yeah, she was
dead.
playing.
She was playing dead to lure them in. I didn't catch that at first. And then just sends the sentinels
Open
in.
everything up. Yeah. Yeah.
And falls down the shaft.
Oh, darn, it's on the other side.
Yeah, it's on the other side. Which was the whole plan for her. And then we've got this moment. See, she's got so much blood that she's just shooting.
Also, that's not how blood works.
It doesn't just spurt out
blood.
Yeah, the hydraulic pumps in her torso are probably just spewing it out there just for the shits and giggles.
God.
See, error, something, warn null. Wait.
Does that?
That's not a status. That's an order.
Mm-hmm.
Objective, warn null. Whoever null is, or there I go again. It's like it takes precedence. Warn null. It's like that one specifically.
Lucy, no!
And then, yeah. All my toasters. And yeah, that scene, that's from another Liam Vickers animated short. It was like a Wild West theme thing where you have like this one guy who's trying to be like a rootin' tootin' sheriff and everything, and it's all these eldritch abominations that he's having to deal with. And one of them is a spider girl that has a very Murder Drones-esque aesthetic to it. He's able to catch a bullet just like V did here and throw it back.
Where'd she find the glasses?
Where'd he find the arm?
I mean, there's a whole bunch of Murder Drone parts around, so
Well, no, he coughed that up.
Oh.
He coughed it up, watch. So he's just walking around and then just... So yeah, he just had that on him. So it wouldn't be a miss that V would just have the glasses on her person.
I guess.
Again, she's not one for long-range combat. She's always up in your face, stabby, raking the claws across your body bit.
Why I like her so much.
Did I get it? But then again, it's also a nice callback. She can wear the glasses to obscure the flash.
Mm.
And yeah.
Cut off the infection.
Miss me.
Too late.
What also I find interesting about the design with when
Heartbeat.
it's either a heartbeat or like a wavelength, like a sound wavelength. Mm-hmm. That's what I've always found interesting when it comes to when the drones themselves, whenever the sinister drones smile, their teeth form this like heartbeat wavelength thing. It's interesting to say the least. And then unfortunately See, again, I feel like you look at these two and it's like she found her equal. Because they wouldn't red-eye a frickin' Sentinel without it having some sort of significance other than just being a little bit more bloodlusty.
Hi, buddy.
So...
You noise now.
So he was about to pull them back up. And then loose the glasses.
Hey,
No, Dave, we need you!
nah. Uzi? I trust you.
Dave, please!
It's again, we don't see a body. We've seen V get ripped to shreds by Doll and just put back together. We have seen N get his head blown off twice and he gets back up like it's nothing. Death is inconsequential in the Murder Drones universe. You're either a secondary cast and on the chopping block, or we give you a little bit more fanfare when you're going out like that. Because, I mean, let's be honest as well. V is just too merchandisable to just axe. Let's look at this in a quite literally, right out of the beginning, our little tease. I love late stage capitalism. What better way to do that than just hype up possibly losing the main character only to bring them back riding the freaking Velociraptor, which would make a wonderful pin, plushie, acrylic stand, whatever. Let's be honest. It's great marketing. It's also a great tease. But again, the rule of thumb when it comes to character death, nothing is set in stone until you have a body. Until you have proper remembrance, until you have proper burial, until you have, in the case of this, proper disposal, nothing is set in stone. It's been clear as day whenever a drone gets axed, you always see a head fly. You always see them get bisected. You're always seeing the oil spraying everywhere. You don't see that here. So, until we see a body, it ain't happening. I have a feeling, though, we're going to see V riding in on that frickin' red-eyed Velociraptor coming to save the day. Because now she finally trusts Uzi. What better way to repay that trust than to save people? As opposed to murder people, which she's always been doing. That's called character development, and you wouldn't waste it like that on a show like this. I'm just saying. That's just me. But again, out of everything that has happened in this episode, this is our biggest crux here. This is our biggest plot point. We're now fully starting to see exactly what Absolver or Solver does. Whoever Solver or Null is, it's hard to say. It is getting increasingly hard to say exactly what's going on. What it is. I really feel like humanity tried to do something that on a conceptual, ethical, deific level, it was never supposed to do. And in doing so, it woke something up. Something that shouldn't have woken up of the eldritch sense. I'm not saying Cthulhu's all of a sudden gonna just appear and be like, yo, what's up? But something else of existential chaos. I mean, it's what it is. The solver of the absolute fabric, the void, the exponential end. And what better void than a black hole? Or in the case of Tessa, the helmet. Because there is just nothing going on up there, human-wise. That is my biggest theory that I'm holding to right now. And I know for a fact I'm not the only one that's thinking that. Hopefully I'm not the only one that's pointing out, hey, her suit should have depressurized the second that...
I didn't think of it until you said it. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, it should have.
I didn't think of it either, but when I was looking at that, I'm being like, wait, there's a hole in her suit now. That's compromised. She should be dying right now if she's human, and she's fine spurting blood out Spider-Man style and calling it a day and continuing on. Like, nothing is happening. But
Okay, I want to
go for
point
it.
out, I'm looking at the merch right now.
Here, I'm putting the brain cell in your head.
Mainly the Tessa thing, and it says, it's Tessa the human. Her range of vision may be limited to her giant space helmet, but it looks like she has no problem seeing past it. So how could her vision be limited if she acts like it's not impacting her?
It's
Unless she has like sensors outside the helmet.
Exactly.
Oh, I don't want the brain cell anymore.
You're on to something, because there was something else that I had noticed. Of all places, this little walk cycle here, with V specifically. Watch how she's looking around and everything, but this camera here always fixates on Tessa. As she's walking around, this camera up here is fixated on Tessa, even though she's got double vision. Which is weird because she's also got the glasses and everything. Mm-hmm. So who's to say that Tessa doesn't also have kind of the same vision? You're on to something now to reinforce this whole Tessa ain't human bit. This show just makes me think in so many different ways and everything. My favorite part of this whole thing right now, I was looking at the chat when I scrolled ahead in this shot just slightly and live came up. Chat lost its frickin' mind. It's like, oh shoot, that's not a still image, that's a live feed, my guy. It's like, yeah, I'm just now realizing that too, and I kind of figured that was the case. You wouldn't just show us a still image of this and not also emphasize, no, you're watching a video feed. This is just what we're looking at here. This is a very insightful episode. Mm-hmm. There was a lot that happened just in this one cubicle. Cubicle 23. There was a lot that happened here as far as lore-wise goes. In such a short amount of time. Like, literally, less than a few minutes. All of this was given to us. And it's like, I want more. I want freaking more. I want more info. I want more lore. I want more story. I want more of this. And that's a good thing when it comes to an animated show like this. Mm-hmm. Frickin' Vivzy Pop called this out for Glitch Productions, and Glitch Productions called it right back to her. We need more shows like this that are able to tell stories like this in such a creative and interesting way.
We also at some point have to look at Lackadaisy too.
That too. It's a teaser for episode 1 was recently put out there, so we need to. One of these days we need. I don't know if we want to like do a separate video for the pilot. We might do a pilot. I won't stream it, but just do it you and me. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's something we're gonna need to look into.
Also, Hell of a Boss. Another episode's coming out soon.
Yeah, I've been kind of keeping an eye on that as well. Anything else you want to bring up with Murder Drones this episode, or anything else that's rumbling around in your head?
No.
anything to spitball that just isn't really settling right with you? Look back at and figure out that we haven't covered already?
I think at some point Jay's gonna feel like something's off and she's gonna leave the spaceship.
Yeah, she's kind of. Well, again, like I said, she's always she's like stapled to Tessa.
Yeah.
It's only the pilot where you've always seen Jay with Tessa. There has never been a scene outside of the pilot where Jay has never been at Tessa's side. And it was clearly that she wasn't all down with the whole disengage and separate business. And again, if we're going by the acrylic stands of the angelic, the angel of death and stuff, and then at the same time, I guess, Jay, the angel of, I don't know, whatever, and then N getting another one himself.
Well, okay. So it's going to be a collection.
Yeah. Collect all 3 stands, and how many murder drones do we know of?
Okay, but also in the next one, that doesn't look like a murder drone wing. That looks like an Uzi wing.
Ah, that's true. That is
So
that. Oh, you now
Uzi.
you are onto something.
Because I was looking at that earlier. I'm like, I'm very familiar with that shade of purple.
Yep, that you are most certainly on that. Very much so. So we've got we'll have, from the looks of it, we'll have Uzi on the left. We'll probably have N on the right, and then we'll have we'll have V on the left. We'll have N on the right, and then we'll have Uzi in the center. And that would be our collection. However that collection's going to be made, who knows? But I have a sneaking suspicion as far as Jay is concerned, we're going to be seeing more of her in the next episode. Just simply because she's sitting on the outside, and at the same time, again, one little scene speaks volumes. Going back to this, with the dingo running around, then we get this shot.
Yeah.
With it looking around and everything. If I need to remind anybody who is currently stationed at that specific location that would have seen that sentinel run in that direction,
It would have been Jay.
I'll give you a hint. It starts with the letter J and ends with the letter J. So that would be her justification to get in there and follow. And it'll be easy for her to follow because the elevator shaft has been completely sliced. So it's just a straight shoot down. Jane, no doubt, could possibly follow Tessa's quote-unquote biosignature.
Unless, like, the floor, like, closed on itself.
Honestly, would that stop Jay?
No.
I mean, and in the pilot, N was able to just, like, force the giant blast door open with 2 hands. So I wouldn't think for a second Jay wouldn't be able to do something like that.
Okay, but that's when they were closing. When they were closed, V said that it took months for her to try to get in.
Yeah, she just needed a little bit of a wedge. Just a
So
little bit of room to stick the fingers in and then pry it open. She probably just couldn't worm her fingers in there.
So
But
they
either
would
way.
have to get in there in the nick of time to be
Yeah.
able to do that.
Barring that the shaft actually closes. Mm-hmm. We don't know. But it's very entirely possible for Jay to show up. I mean, they're down a murder drone now, so what better way to reinforce it than Jay coming in or V on a velociraptor, which is fitting. V on a velociraptor.
Honestly, I could see it.
Yeah, I can most certainly see it. She makes friends with the red-eyed one because it has a bloodlust just like her. They can bond over that. So yeah, that's something to consider. But either way, I think that's where we can kind of leave this.
Are you sure? Because the last 2 times we have ended it, and you went on for a whole number 30
I can't
minutes.
help it. I have a problem. But I'm going to cut it off here. And my mind's just going to do its thing. Whether or not I DM you on Discord with another one of my, like, Charlie looking at the boards going crazy bits there, then that's just how you're just going to have to live with that. That's your problem, not mine. But I'm going to cut it here. And that's where we're going to end the video and the dissection and the analysis and everything and the stream itself. So thank you one and all for everyone that showed up for this to partake in the insane ramblings that me and Myna like to do with these episodes. We don't have a problem. You have a problem. Among other things. Among other problems that I have. So, with all that being said, like I've always said before, check out Glitch Productions for all the amazing episodes for both Murder Drones, Sunset Paradise, and Meta Runner. To say that they're amazing is a vast, vast understatement. Check out Myna Lover's channel for all the funny videos that she puts out. I'm there lurking somewhere in the background a few times. It's fun. We have fun there, and that's what we're here for. Follow me on X. Follow me here on Twitch. Check out the Discord, and that is it. And we said this in the previous episode, but as always, I'll see you guys when I see you guys. And as always, toodles.
Bye.